The 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport. This is the entry-level model into the Range Rover / Land Rover brand, and this is not to be confused with the larger regular Discovery. Okay, the Discovery Sport is much smaller. And thanks to Car and Driver and Motor Trend, they have compiled together all of the latest updates for the 2025 model year. So let's get started. We now get a new dog package, which includes a quilted cargo bay floor liner, a spill-resistant water bowl, a portable rinsing system, and a foldable pet carrier. This is brilliant. You know, they're really studying their clients and they're making useful packages that caters to the customer. So I appreciate that. We also have a new biking adventures package, which includes a bike carrier, mud flaps, rubber floor mats, fixed side steps, and a rubber cargo bay floor liner. Once again, a brilliant package. Other than that, the ambient interior lighting, the 2-zone automatic climate control, and the cabin air purifier, they are no longer standalone options, but are now part of the comfort package. So all of those options, they're just bundled together into the comfort package, which is smart. It makes things much easier. But when we go onto the Motor Trend websites, we see some additional changes for the 2025 model year, like black painted brake calipers are available in place of the red calipers. All right. And the only other change is the silicon silver paint that's been discontinued. And the pricing remains the same from 2024. So there is no price increase for the 2025 model year. The entry-level S model starts at $48,900 and the dynamic SE trim level starts at $53,100. Which trim level should you get? I mean, being that this is the entry level into the Land Rover Range Rover brand, you should probably conserve and get the entry-level S model. It does come rather well equipped with the heated front seats, a heated steering wheel. You do get a regular Meridian sound system, and you also get the 3D surround camera, the 360 cam. That's great, along with a wireless phone charger, and you get many other features like a fixed pano moonroof and much more. However, I will say, if you want the Meridian surround sound system, okay, that's a higher level sound system, you do have to get the dynamic SE trim level, and only with that dynamic SE can you add the surround sound Meridian system as an additional option. That is not available as an option with the entry level S model. Something to watch out for. But with both trim levels, I mean, there's a variety of different packages to choose from, like a third row package, which I definitely don't recommend. This vehicle simply isn't large enough to make use of a third row. But we also have a technology package, comfort package, cold climate, towing package, dynamic handling package, etc. All of which can certainly begin to inflate the price. But the way I built an S model, it came out to be about 56 grand. I mean, 55, 56K, that's about all you should be paying for something like this. But in reality, I don't recommend the Discovery Sport. I don't think it's that competitive. This is supposed to go up against vehicles like the BMW X1, Audi Q3/Q5, Genesis GV70, Lexus NX/RX, things of that nature. And I just don't think this is that competitive. I mean, we have one engine option here, the 2-liter turbocharged Ingenium 4-cylinder engine producing 246 horsepower, and it'll do 0 to 60 between 7.3 and 7.5 seconds. If you get the third row option, you get the lower 0 to 60 time of 7.5 seconds. I mean, it's not even the speed that I care about. You just get rather mediocre fuel economy. It's like 19 city, 23 highway. The BMW Audi products, I mean, they can meet and even exceed their estimated fuel economy figures. It is incredible just how efficient those vehicles are. Plus, they come in at a much lower price point, and there are amazing discounts that can be had with BMWs, Audis, Mercs, Lexus, etc. Not to mention, let's be honest, the whole reliability thing, that's not really helping this brand in its case, especially for these lower end models. But I get it, if you love this brand, yes, this is the cheapest entry level point into the Land Rover / Range Rover brand, this Discovery Sport. But let's be real, I mean, the looks aren't that great either. This has pretty much no swagger, in my personal opinion. I mean, that exterior, it can almost be confused for like a Ford product, you know. At least the Evoque looks kind of cool. That's like a nice fashionable vehicle, if that makes sense. But the Discovery Sport, I'm sorry, it just is not that great looking in my opinion. You can leave your thoughts below. But you know, these SUVs, they got their primary refresh and update for the 2024 model year. So with the interior space, you know, you don't see any physical buttons or switches for your HVAC. They just give you an 11.4-inch tablet screen, and that's all you have to interact with. Some people complain that it just looks plain and generic. I gotta say, the interior of these newer Land Rover, Range Rover vehicles, they do have that clean aesthetic going on. I don't completely hate it, but this brand did do a good job with their implementation of physical buttons and switches for the HVAC, so it's just sad to see that go away, but whatever. Many people, they see this as a rather disposable brand, and you know, if you're new to vehicles or you don't know much about cars, yeah, Land Rover, Range Rover, they don't have the best reliability track record. I mean, I've experienced it firsthand actually, and so these types of vehicles, they're best used as a lease and dump for sure. But if you're going to go down that route, surprisingly, the best value right now within this brand is actually the Range Rover Velar. And that's actually a beautiful SUV. I'm a big fan of it. It's a good size and it's leasing out rather well. I mean, I'm recording this video in January of 2025. Sure, leasing programs, interest rates, incentives, you know, all of these things, they do change every month. But as of right now, the Velar has some incredible lease programs. It leases out better than like a BMW X5. For the longest time, this brand had awful programs, terrible deals, hardly any discounts. Well, that's now completely been changed. And since you made it to the end of this video, I will be sharing with you a free leasing calculator provided to you by AutoCompanion. This is a very powerful tool because it shows you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. And incentives stack on top of whatever dealer discount you're able to negotiate. And usually I like to go on websites like JD Power to see what the invoice price is. Sadly, I was not able to find it for the Discovery Sport, but typically it's about 3.5% to 4% off the MSRP. So that's what I inputted into AutoCompanion's calculator, and that's the bare minimum I would try to get. I mean, really, I would try to go for more than that for something like a Discovery Sport. It never hurts to ask because these are luxury vehicles and they tank in value. So, you know, the more money you can save, the better. You should try to get these vehicles at under invoice whenever possible. But even on this Discovery Sport, we do have some subvented money factor lease programs. Money factor just means interest rate for the lease. It's about 4.3% for a 3-year lease, which is okay, much better than before where it was like 7, 8, 9%. Yeah, it was that bad. But your payment is still going to be like $920 a month on a $56,000 MSRP Discovery Sport, and that's assuming you have perfect credit and you're putting no money down. So yeah, that's not that great. You can literally lease the Velar for about the same amount of money, and the Velar is going to sticker for a little over 70 grand. So it's a rather well-equipped Velar, and you can get it on a lease for about the same as this Discovery Sport. Why? Because the interest rate on the Velar, I think it was below 1%. Absolutely unheard of for Range Rover, Land Rover products. I think even the Evoque leases out slightly better than this Discovery Sport, and in my opinion, it's a much cooler vehicle, looks a bit better. The bigger Discovery and the Defender, they both lease for about $1,100 to $1,200, which for those vehicles, those are not bad payments. These are some of the best deals and programs I've seen, and I assumed about a 3.5% to 4% discount on all of these models to achieve that payment. So if you're able to get a bigger discount, I mean, the deal just gets even sweeter. So that's not bad. If you're someone who's always aspired to own one of these vehicles, now is probably one of the best times I've ever seen. I would certainly hop on that Velar personally. That's one of the best deals if you want this brand and you understand the compromises that come with this brand. But if you actually want to save money, looking into the mainstream brands like BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Lexus, that would be in your best interest. And that's because AutoCompanion is not just responsible for this calculator, he's also one of the largest car brokers in the United States, and he carries multiple different brands, and he's primarily located in the Washington, D.C. area. But just to give you an example, BMW X1s, the entry-level model, he's got 11% off the MSRP, the X3, 9% off, X5, between 9 and 11% off. Even on a Porsche Macan, the 2024 model years, he's got 12% off. Lexus NX and RX, the gas models, he's got 10% off MSRP down the board on the various trim levels. He's got about 11% off the MSRP on just about every Mercedes SUV, depending on the model year. Audi, he's got amazing programs on the Q5. So yeah, if you want to maximize your dollar, yeah, the mainstream brands, that's certainly where it's at. But keep in mind, if you're not local to Washington, D.C., you're going to have the vehicle shipped. He does offer nationwide shipping, but shipping is something you have to pay extra for, and AutoCompanion does charge a broker fee to access his deals. If you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box below, he will take some money off of his broker fee, which I appreciate him doing, but just something to keep in mind. Regardless of that, I just wanted to share with you this knowledge, this information, and these resources. If you appreciate that, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.